The government wants to raise the retention age up to by 6-month increments. For sure, it starts at from after 1952. They're going to go up to 65, and then every 6 months after that, you'll have another 6 months added onto your what you can retire, what you can go on pension. How do you think this might affect you personally?
Affect me personally? First of all, I think that as people are living longer, and mainly because of the much improved health system we have, I think there's a need to actually keep lifting the pension age, because otherwise people like you coming along behind us are going to struggle a bit when you get to your retirement age, because the government's not going to have enough. Money's going to be a bit short in the pension funds. So I think there's a need for people to keep working as long as they can to try and keep building their own future, so they can, still give them something to do instead of sitting around retired. For myself, I'm going to keep working as long as I can. I actually turned 71 this year, and I plan to keep working for at least another 3 years. Only because I like what I'm doing. I'm still pretty successful at what I'm doing, apart from marking papers. But I like preparing the lecture materials. I like delivering the lectures. I like the interaction with the students. I like the fact that we have a good rapport out in the marketplace for our PR students, and I work pretty hard to ensuring that we create lots of job opportunities for them.
Had you been in the position where it would increase your age to your retirement age to 70, do you think that would have bothered you before?
Well, look, it's an interesting point, but I think because I had a really big change in my life's direction about 14 years ago, because I'd been senior manager in 2 very big multinational companies. I'd run a consultancy, and then I decided, purely as a very strange coincidence, but I ended up doing some part-time teaching at UTS and found I quite liked it. So I thought, well, maybe I can spend the rest of my working life working in the university sector, which I really have enjoyed. And I have found there's not the same pressure on people in the university sector to get out when they get to 65 or 70 as there is in a lot of private enterprises.
Would you say age discrimination, as in employers, they don't employ someone based on their age, would you say that is an issue?
Look, I think from what I read sometimes in the paper and hear other people talk, I think it's still an issue out there. There's a lot of businesses who still think that once people get to 60 that they're past it. But as I said, I think people these days, when they get into those age groups, people are a lot healthier, they're fitter, they're still staying pretty connected with the new technologies, and I think nothing to stop them staying at work and keep working.
So you said earlier that you intend to keep working. How old do you think you might? Do you have a retirement plan? Or?
I was about 75, I think, thereabouts. Yeah. Oh. But the beauty of this sort of job is that I could possibly go back to being more part-time. I can actually still take distance subjects, not necessarily have to be on campus, so that's part of my future planning as well. I could probably work for another 2 or 3 years after that on a part-time basis, looking at research papers, mentoring people who are doing PhDs, master's programs.
Do you reckon there's something that could be done to encourage employers to search for maybe an older workforce?
Yeah, well, I think that's another good point. And I keep reading the old story where some employers are actually doing that because they're finding that a lot of older people are more committed to their work. They're not as like jumping off and going on holidays instantly like a lot of young people are. They seem to be pretty settled in their approach to work. And I think there's a lot of jobs out there. I think Bunnings, I keep hearing about Bunnings, they have a deliberate policy of employing people 60, 65, 70. If you go into Bunnings, you'll find there's a huge number of people in that age group they employ because they find that they're very reliable employees.